Not every relationship drains you with shouting matches or betrayal. Some do it quietly with smiles, soft touches, and words that sound sweet but feel sharp. You don't notice it at first. You think you found someone special, but over time, your confidence slips, your peace fades, and one day, you look in the mirror and don't recognize the man staring back. This video isn't about blame, it's about clarity, about understanding the subtle signs that the woman you're investing in isn't building with you, she's breaking you down. Slowly, silently, skillfully. These 6 signs aren't just red flags, they're warning sirens. And if you've ever felt like you were walking on eggshells, giving your all but receiving less and less, then this message is for you. At Stoic Focus, we don't shout, we reflect, we don't judge, we seek truth. And the truth is, some people don't need your love, they need your distance. If you're ready to reclaim your peace, subscribe now, because the most dangerous kind of relationship is the one that feels almost right. Let's break it down. 1. When chaos wears a smile. Let's begin with something we don't say enough. Your peace is priceless. In a world where we're constantly told to fight for relationships, there's wisdom in recognizing when to step away from the wrong ones. Some women enter your life quietly graceful, warm, magnetic, but soon you find yourself walking on eggshells, confused about what went wrong. You're not crazy. You're likely facing someone who thrives on chaos. A woman like this doesn't yell or explode, not always. She stirs drama through subtle conflict, creates tension over small things, then disappears emotionally just to watch you chase. And the more you chase, the more she feels in control. It's not love, it's a power play. I knew a man solid, kind, grounded. He dated a woman who made his life feel like a constant performance. If he wasn't chasing her, apologizing for some imagined slight, or calming her outbursts, she grew bored. His confidence started to shrink, and yet she smiled like nothing was wrong. That's the part that breaks a man slowly. In Stoicism, we're taught to recognize when emotion clouds reason. Epictetus once said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our judgment of them." The chaos isn't always external. It becomes internal when we let it dictate our reactions. The lesson: don't confuse passion with unpredictability. A high-value partner brings calm, not confusion. And real love doesn't demand you lose yourself to keep the peace. Ask yourself this: are you holding on to someone who only feels alive when there's a storm? 2. The validation trap. There's a quiet kind of emptiness that no amount of attention can fill. You see it often today on glowing screens, in filtered selfies, in constant likes. It's not always obvious at first. She might seem confident, stylish, even magnetic. But underneath the surface, there's a hunger, not for love, for applause. I once had a friend, David. He was committed, generous, always present. But his girlfriend lived in a different reality, one where every moment had to be captured, edited, posted, and praised. Every dinner became a photo op. Every kind word he gave was drowned by the opinions of strangers online. He wasn't her partner. He was a background actor in her ongoing performance. Here's the truth. A woman who constantly seeks external validation can't fully value what's internal, including you. When Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own," he spoke to this modern sickness. We crave feedback more than self-respect. This kind of dynamic slowly drains a relationship. You begin to feel invisible because you become a mirror reflecting what she wants to see, rather than a man to be seen for who he is. And when you express discomfort, you're met with gaslighting. You're just insecure. You're too controlling. But no, your instinct is not jealousy. It's clarity. You see where the energy flows, and it isn't toward love or partnership. It's scattered into a crowd that never truly cares. A woman of substance doesn't need a spotlight. She builds in silence. She holds space for her man, her mission, and her own quiet sense of worth. She's not performing, she's present. The question is, do you feel seen in your relationship or just tolerated between social media sessions? If the answer stings, remember, your presence should be more valuable than digital praise. If it's not, you're in the wrong story. Three, the blame game. There's a moment in every man's life when he hears something so twisted, he starts to doubt his own memory. I didn't do that, you did. This is your fault. You made me act this way. It's not a conversation. It's a slow erosion of your reality. A low-value woman refuses to look in the mirror, and instead, she turns you into one. I once coached a man named Eric. Successful, smart. But over time, I watched him shrink. His girlfriend would miss deadlines, spend recklessly, disrespect him publicly, and every single time. She had a reason. Her parents, her boss, her past, him. Eric started apologizing for things he hadn't done, just to keep the peace. He'd say things like, "Maybe I did overreact," or "Maybe I was too cold." But I knew better. And deep down, so did he. He wasn't cold. He was exhausted. In Stoicism, one of the core principles is self-responsibility. As Seneca put it, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more. That is poor. The same goes for accountability. If someone can't take ownership of their own mistakes, they are spiritually bankrupt. You will know you're with someone like this when every challenge becomes your burden. She'll burn the house down and hand you the ashes. And if you stay long enough, you'll start to believe the fire was your fault. But here's the truth. You cannot fix someone who doesn't think they're broken. You cannot lead someone who insists they're never lost. And you cannot carry someone who throws their weight at you and calls it love. A high-value woman sees her flaws and owns them. She doesn't weaponize her past. She learns from it. So, ask yourself this. Do you feel like you're always apologizing, even when your conscience is clean? If so, the problem isn't you. It's the story she's telling, and she's casting you as the villain in a script you didn't write. 4. The puppet master. Some forms of control don't come with a raised voice. They come with silence, sighs, and subtle guilt. They're harder to detect, but far more dangerous. Because when a woman manipulates you emotionally, she doesn't break you loudly. She unravels you quietly. Let me share a story. A man named Chris was dating someone who never yelled, never accused, never even raised her tone. But every time he set a boundary, spent time with friends, said no politely, she changed. Her energy shifted. She'd grow cold, withdrawn, or suddenly not feeling well. And when he asked what was wrong, she'd shrug. Nothing. You go ahead. I'll be fine alone. It sounds harmless, but over time, it crushed him. He stopped going out, stopped sharing his plans, stopped expressing what he needed, not because she asked, but because of how she reacted. That's manipulation in its most refined form, making you feel guilty for doing nothing wrong. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In other words, don't mirror manipulation with counter-manipulation. Stand firm in your clarity. Refuse to play the guessing game. A woman who truly values you doesn't weaponize her sadness. If she's hurt, she speaks. If she disagrees, she discusses. She doesn't use discomfort as a leash. Here's an example we all recognize. You tell her a week in advance that you've made plans. She says, "Sure, no problem." But when the time comes, her demeanor shifts. She's cold. She sulks. She offers the passive enjoy yourself that doesn't feel like a blessing. It feels like a test. You cancel. You stay home. You apologize. And she wins not the argument, but the control. This is not what love looks like. Ask yourself this. Are you changing who you are just to keep her mood steady? If the answer is yes, then you're not in a relationship. You're in a performance. And the only way to stop being a puppet is to stop pulling your own strings for her approval. 5. The directionless flame. There's a kind of charm in spontaneity. But when spontaneity becomes a lifestyle one, without structure, vision, or accountability, it stops being charming. It becomes chaos wrapped in lipstick. Some women live for the now, not in the mindful, present way the Stoics encourage, but in the reckless way that fears any form of commitment. No goals, no plan, no vision for the future, just distractions and dopamine. I once mentored a man named Jared. His girlfriend was electric fun, spontaneous, always ready for the next thrill. At first, it felt like freedom, road trips, parties, midnight adventures. But slowly, he noticed something. Her bills were always late. Her job changed every 3 months. Her mood swung with the weather. And when he brought up the future, she laughed it off. Don't stress. Just live a little. But Jared wasn't trying to kill the fun. He was trying to build a life. And that's the tragedy of the directionless flame. It burns bright, but fast, and it leaves you carrying the ashes. Stoicism teaches us to consider the long view. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That's vision. That's intention. And any woman who refuses to think beyond the next weekend isn't walking beside you. She's dragging you in circles. You'll know you're with someone like this when responsibility becomes a joke. She mocks the idea of saving. She blames bad luck for bad habits. She wants the rewards of adulthood without the discipline it requires. But here's what she won't tell you. Her chaos will cost you emotionally, financially, spiritually. And if you stay long enough, you'll start to compromise your own plans just to keep her from unraveling. So ask yourself this: are you building a future or babysitting someone who refuses to grow? Because love without direction is just a detour, and eventually, detours lead nowhere. Six, the masculinity battle. There's a quiet war happening in some relationships, a tug of war where love turns into a power struggle. And often, it's not about control over decisions. It's about the space a man is allowed to take up just for being himself. A low-value woman doesn't just challenge your ideas, she challenges your identity. Your decisiveness becomes controlling. Your boundaries become toxic. Your leadership patriarchal. It's not disagreement, it's dismissal. I remember coaching a man named Marcus, a thoughtful, grounded guy. When he offered to take care of something, his girlfriend scoffed. "I don't need a man to do anything for me." When he drew a boundary, she accused him of being emotionally distant. Slowly, he stopped speaking up. He'd hesitate to make suggestions. He second-guessed himself constantly, not because he was unsure, but because she made him feel like masculinity was a flaw. But Stoicism doesn't see masculinity as domination. It sees it as discipline, as service, as a force that brings order to chaos and strength to instability. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, "Be strong to overpower others." He said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." A high-value woman doesn't fight your masculinity. She honors it. She doesn't compete. She compliments. She doesn't question your every move. She trusts your judgment because you've shown her consistency, not control. But a woman who's been wounded by past betrayal by absent fathers or manipulative men may see every man as a threat. She hasn't healed, so when you stand tall, she pushes harder, not to find balance, but to stay in charge. Here's the truth: if you constantly feel like you have to shrink to keep her comfortable, then you're not with a partner, you're with a rival. And no relationship built on rivalry will ever create peace. Ask yourself this: does she bring out your strength or suppress it? Do you feel like a leader or like you're on trial for simply being one? You were not made to apologize for being a man. You were made to protect, provide, and lead with integrity. And the woman meant for you won't be threatened by that. She'll rise with it. Because a real relationship isn't two people battling for control. It's two people pulling in the same direction.